This morning, Ukrainian troops safely removed this Russian missile, which failed to explode last night. A lucky escape for these women and their city, Kharkiv, which is Ukraine's second largest. But wave upon wave of Russian airstrikes is what Ukraine's president fears most. And he told today's security conference in Munich that the West needs to deliver the weapons it's promised, thick and fast.
There is no alternative to speed, because it is the speed that the life depends on. Delay has always been and still is a mistake.
This artillery shell plant in Pennsylvania has heard Mr. Zelensky's call. The Americans are ramping up their ammunition production to its highest level since the Korean War ended 70 years ago. Ukraine is firing some 5,000 shells a day along a front 600 miles long, and supplies simply can't keep up with demand. Against the odds, the Ukrainians are holding on, here defending the city of Bakhmut in one of the bloodiest campaigns of the war. The Americans reckon 200,000 Russians have been killed or wounded this past year, with waves of Russian conscripts still to arrive.
How do they manage? Through massive attacks and a large amount of manpower. They have much more firepower, so our infantry has to retreat to more favourable positions.
Yet the notorious head of Russia's Wagner mercenary force brazenly blames Moscow's military leaders for slow progress so far.
Why is the advance not fast enough? I think we could have taken control by the new year if we hadn't been hindered by our monstrous military bureaucracy and obstacles created on a daily basis.
The Russians are surely hoping that President Lukashenko of Belarus gets much more involved in the war. But so far he's refused. Thanks for coming, President Putin told him today. The reply, how could I not accept, sounded like Lukashenko admitting that it's the Russian who's turning the screw. The UK is training over 10,000 Ukrainian troops, buying them Soviet ammunition and sending them Challenger tanks. But even if these volunteers fight harder than their enemy, intelligence suggests that Russian bombers and jets are standing by to join the battle, air power on an unprecedented scale. So this year's meeting in Munich has been transformed into a commitment fest. How much can we send the Ukrainians, and how quickly?
My belief is we must absolutely intensify our support and our effort to help the Ukrainian army and people to resist, so they can take the counter-offensive, which will be the only thing to lead to credible negotiations under conditions chosen by Ukraine, by its authorities and by its people.
Today, a Ukrainian army lieutenant was laid to rest. Their true casualty numbers are kept secret in what President Zelensky describes as a David versus Goliath contest. And these are the graves of Russia's mercenaries, filmed late last month. Many of them convicts recruited from prison. This just a glimpse of the cost of a war which could drag on for years, amid no sign that either side is ready to negotiate peace.